Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live spoiler discussion for The Batman. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? The Batman. I'm pretty sure how you pronounce it. The Batman. The Bat Dog. The Batman is now out. It's been out since, well, technically it was out when we had fan screenings back on, I think, what was it, March 1st, Tuesday. And now we're here to discuss The Batman. There's a lot of things to discuss about this movie. Oh, I forgot to put on something very important. The ticker. Got to have the ticker running. What am I thinking, people? Clearly, I'm not thinking. But we're here. Oh, there's me talking there. We share it to Twitter that we are live and we are going and we're going to be discussing all kinds of things. Let me share this out. Make sure that everyone on Twitter knows what's going on. Live. Discussing the Batman. Spoilers. Fernando is the first one here since we started going live. He's the first one to comment, at least. What's up, Fernando? Hope you're doing well, sir. Hero's Journey commented before I went live saying, I'm the villain of the sequel. And that's true. And that is very true. Z-Smooth with a good question. Is the sequel adapting No Man's Land? I think this is most likely. I think based off of how it ends, I wasn't expecting that ending, but the way they went about it, I'm like, well, with Riddler's whole plan, it would make sense that he was going to basically destroy everything. So essentially he won, like Gotham lost, Batman lost in a sense, because if he would have figured it out sooner, which obviously what they were trying to do with this film is that he's 2 years in, he is making mistakes, but he's getting a lot of things right and he's figuring stuff out as going through the process, the whole Riddler thing. But ultimately, he's not Batman essentially to where he can pretty much figure anything out. There's going to be ramifications for what he was doing. So unfortunately, he was unable to save Gotham. So now he has to do his best to be the beacon of hope, be more than what he was before, because before he was just scaring criminals in the opening, which was phenomenal. The whole idea of them looking into the darkness, is he or is he not in the darkness? And then he walks out, they're all laughing at him, and he beats the shit out of that guy and beats shit out of all of them. And then of course we have Tim Drake from Titans with half his face painted, and he runs the hell away. And he's the only one with the half paint, if you know. I think he's the only one with the paint, but yeah. So I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you. What's up, Midnight? Hope you're doing as well. Hope everyone's doing well. Bruce Wayne. I think that was such a great thing because the trailers were indicating that Riddler knew who Bruce Wayne was in terms of Batman. He didn't. He actually didn't know. And I would have thought he would have known because he was that smart, but apparently not. What's up, Apex? What's up with you? Hey, Knoxwave. Yeah, the film was fantastic. The film was incredible. And there's a lot of people discussing that, of course. What's the better Batman movie? Is it the Batman or the Dark Knight? They're two completely different movies, in my opinion. They're two different approaches to the character. So this whole idea of like comparing and everything, I understand it, but I just don't understand why they would do that. The opening was really cool. I agree. The opening was phenomenal. I love the opening. I love the fact that a lot of that opening, even though we saw the him beating the shit out of that one guy, I love the fact that there was a lot of that stuff was kind of hidden in terms of the marketing, in terms of showing the criminals looking to the darkness and stuff, because that was such a cool way to open up, because the idea of like criminals are afraid to go in the dark because not the boogeyman, Batman. The ending, I was pretty sure, set those Catwoman and Penguin. Yeah, definitely for sure. They definitely set them up. Penguin and Catwoman first. I think Penguin more so than Catwoman, because Catwoman could easily not have her spinoff show, but I think, yeah, give me all the spinoffs. I agree. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Thank you so much, sir, for supporting the channel. And let's get into this. What quarter vowels in the third movie, and do you think the mayor's kid is Robin? I don't know if the mayor's kid is Robin. I don't think that's what they were trying to do. I think what they were just trying to do is have Bruce have a kid he connects with on such a deep level, because he's going through the same thing in a sense that what Bruce went through. And I thought it was really well done, because they could have easily really hammed it up. Because even though they reference Thomas and Martha's death and everything, but they didn't show it. They didn't really ham it up to point like, well, let's remember the backstory. They went like they made Matt Reeves made the film with us knowing the origin. We know what happened to him. So, but thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much, sir. Tim Drake, yeah, he was in the movie. Oh, well, thank you for really supporting Hero. Catwoman leaving to Bloodhaven and Penguin rising the ranks. I mean, yeah, essentially, because Catwoman leaving, I think, implies that she has things to do and outside of all this. But the Penguin thing rising up, that was really interesting because at one point they were implying that Penguin was the rat, or Penguin was the person that was, that betrayed Falcone. And he actually wasn't. He actually wasn't the guy, surprisingly enough. Yes, Penguin. Colin Farrell did a phenomenal job as Penguin. Like, honestly, he disappears in that makeup and in that prosthetics. It's insane that that's Colin Farrell, but he did such a great job. Yeah, he doesn't know. Because see, that whole thing in the marketing, they were implying that Riddler knew Bruce Wayne and like he knew Bruce Wayne's Batman. And when they were in the interrogation scene, Bruce Wayne. And then you see on Batman's face, you see Bruce's face, you see him under the cowl, you see he is scared as shit because like he knows I'm Batman. He knows Bruce Wayne and Batman are one and the same. And then Riddler, after all this tension, he goes, he's the only one we didn't get. And then you see the break in Bruce Wayne because he actually looks to Riddler and goes, oh, you don't know it's me. Okay, thank God. But he didn't obviously show it, but you can just tell in his eyes. He's like, thank God that he doesn't know that I'm Batman. I understand this point because he's not the playboy. And people, when they think Bruce Wayne, they think Batman, but they'll think the playboy philanthropist, like that polar opposite of Batman. But he's not there. He's not there yet. Yeah, I'm fine with him exploring other villains and shit besides Joker and stuff in terms of the sequel. I don't know about Mr. Freeze. I don't know how you could ground that. But then again, with the No Man's Land and the city being underwater, I mean, adding Mr. Freeze would be really cool. More than 3 I don't know about more than 3 movies for him directing, but I'm not going to be surprised if we have more films past his trilogy, or at least within the world, that are not directed by him. But obviously, series are coming, like HBO Max series. I mean, for sure. I mean, once we saw how he handled everything here, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he handles Mr. Freeze if that happens. It was for me. The Batmobile was interesting. I like the fact that it was a muscle car, and the fact that at one point you see him working on it. So I'm curious if he goes to upgrade it more or whatever. I think what he he like buffed the shit out of it because it was like slamming through stuff and hitting other vehicles, and it wasn't facing it. Yeah, I think so. I feel like Joker is not going to show up in the next movie in terms of like he's going to have a huge role. He might appear in a scene, but I don't think he's going to have a significant part. Yeah, I feel like the hinting was better than just him showing up out of nowhere. Apparently there was a scene that they filmed that they cut of Joker and Batman, which I would love to see that. I don't know how you would do Clayface in this type of the way they handled this film. I just don't know how you could have Clayface in this. Yeah, he was Riddler, but he also was more like, the Zodiac killer, which that's kind of what the implication was. But yeah, I mean, I think Pattinson will probably show up in the series. I think the GCPD series they're working on, I think he'll probably pop up there. The Penguin series, I won't be surprised he pops up. Catwoman, I don't know. I guess it depends on if she goes back to Gotham, we have to see Batman, we'd see Bruce. But if not, we probably don't have to see him. Where do you rank Paul Dano's Riddler among? I would say he's definitely up there. Paul Dano, once they casted him as Riddler, I'm like, my God, they're definitely going to be really because it's not going to be hammed up. It's going to be a really interesting take, and my God, was it interesting. I think people need to realize it's going to take some time for this Bruce to become a playboy. Yeah, I mean, literally, yeah, he's just so out of it right now. He's not there mentally to become the playboy. He's just not. He's not ready to play that character because him as Batman, that's him. But for him to play a character as in the playboy and to be this, this billionaire guy that everybody loves and adores. I mean, we had a little hint with that Martinez cop that was like stopping Batman from going to the crime scene. But then he's like, hey, Mr. Wayne, it's Bruce Wayne. He's like waving at him. It's stuff like that. They were kind of hinting like eventually that's going to be the whole. And then the whole thing with the Falcone saying, watch it, boys. That's the Prince of Gotham you got there. Kind of hinting eventually he's going to get to that point where everyone references him to be, the playboy of Gotham or whatever. Like people are going to be looking at Bruce Wayne like that. But right now, not going to happen. We'd love to see Court of Owls. Everyone wants to see Court of Owls. And I don't blame them because we've only seen Court of Owls in live action in Gotham, which wasn't an exact Court of Owls. I mean, it was kind of, but not really. So I get that point. Like almost 30 people in here, guys. Throw in your theories, your questions about this film. All open spoilers, please, guys. Let's get some more discussion in here. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. And I do want to thank, what was his name? I do want to thank John for a super chat. Thank you so much for supporting earlier. Thank you for that, sir. That was a nice surprise. Thank you. Mad Hatter and Bane. I think those are two good choices. I mean, people are kind of thinking the whole thing he stuck himself with to kind of get him off the ground towards the third act was Venom. I don't think that was Venom. I could be wrong. Smiley faces. All right. I would love to see Hugo Strange and Scarecrow. Everyone was mentioning Hugo Strange because once we have Arkham Asylum, because there's apparently an Arkham Asylum series in the works. So I think Hugo Strange is coming. I think. Scarecrow, I mean, they already handled Scarecrow pretty well in not the Dark Knight, in Batman Begins, but we'll see. Movie is to be shown that they have their hands on everything. Yeah, I would think that within the Court of Owls, if you held it off till the third film, you definitely have to start referencing and hinting at it in the second movie. Not necessarily like showing Court of Owls in the second movie, but imply something is going on behind the scenes for it to really make an impact in the third movie. I mean, that's a good point, Drew. I think that's a really good point, that him using villains that haven't been used in the Batman movies before, because we've seen Joker plenty of times in different iterations of live action, animation. So this whole idea of him doing different villains would be interesting. Because, I mean, the last time we saw Riddler was, I mean, obviously in the Gotham show, but in terms of film, Jim Carrey. And it, yeah, really hamming it up. But this was a very different approach. Very different approach. I don't know. Good question. Killer Moth, that's a good pull there, maybe. If Hugo Strange will show up in the sequel, hopefully it's a better version of Gotham. I like Hugo Strange from Gotham. He definitely wasn't amazing, but I like the actor. But yeah. What was your favorite shot in the movie? They were all top tier, but honestly, nothing tops the upside down shot of him walking with you. That was a great shot. It's obviously they had to show it in the trailers. I always love the shot of, it's like when the sun is starting to rise, or maybe the sun's starting to set, but it's when he's waiting for Catwoman, and it's the behind shot, and the sun, like Batman in daytime is not always the best, but Matt Reeves made it work. You know, traditionally Batman doesn't work in the daytime in terms of the color scheme and everything, and especially with the direction they were taking this movie, I'm like, him in the daytime probably not the best, but the way they went about it towards the end of the film, where he was carrying I think it was a child or some woman or something, I can't remember, because it's my brain, but walking past all these different people trying to help out everybody and putting that person on the thing to be carried out by the helicopter, that was in the daytime, but it was like really muddy and dusty and stuff, so it was like, it made it work. The War of Jokes and Riddles is their movie. Maybe. Yeah, that was interesting too. Yeah, Catwoman is Carmine's daughter. Interesting. Yeah, Falcone. Yeah, it's crazy that they went. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't, and this is why I like this new interpretation, because we can do stuff like that. But maybe if this was connected to the overall DCEU, maybe they couldn't pull stuff off like that. Maybe there's certain things he wouldn't be allowed to do because it's connected to other things that may affect other things. So I'm glad that this is not. Probably favorite. I'd probably say, I don't know. I just love how it opens, like the mayoral candidate, where he gets killed, and just the way that this whole journey starts. I feel like that was really, because here's the thing. If the first riddle that Riddler sets up in this whole trail of clues and riddles and shit, if it didn't really work and it felt kind of cheesy, or at least when we're watching in the context of the movie, if it just didn't work, it probably would. The film probably wouldn't have worked as well as it did, in my opinion. I like how they went with the comic storyline where Selena is the daughter. Yeah, so that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that direction, especially with how the film was progressing. But once you think back on that moment where she runs into him and the way they're shooting it, you really don't see his face. You hear him, but you really don't see his face a lot in that sequence. I'm like, something's going on here. And then, of course, he questions, do you have a relationship with him? I don't have a relationship with him. Like, of course you don't, because that's your dad. Do you think Matt Reeves will do Man-Bat? Because it'd be, I think Man-Bat might be too much, but I wouldn't be surprised. The guy's head explodes. Wait, when does the guy's head explode? When does that happen? Did someone's head explode in the movie? She has her headphones on. She can't hear me. I don't remember that happening. Anyone crazy? What does a liar say when he's dead? He lies still. Is that what was that what it was? That was surprising. Who was this? Oh, Matt picks underrated villains like Two-Face, Poison Ivy. I mean, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Solomon Grundy would be cool. Solomon Grundy would be interesting. The riddles were great. The riddles were great. They really were. They really were great. And this film actually comes out pretty damn quick on HBO Max. Like, apparently comes out sometime in April, which is pretty insane. I think there's like a 45-day window or something for theaters. So we're gonna be seeing this film on HBO Max pretty soon, which is exciting. But yeah, I love the riddles. It was so well done. You're looking forward to watch Peacemaker? Wait, you're talking about me? You're talking about me? Talking about me? I was gonna look for something. Is it still here? Oh, I love that shot. That's so cool. Love that shot. This is the villain for the Batman sequel. With the DA dead, someone else gonna exactly. So the DA's dead. Who's gonna take the spot? I think Harvey Dent's showing up. I don't think it's gonna be we're gonna jump into Two-Face necessarily, but I think Harvey Dent's definitely gonna show up. I love the fake out with Riddler not actually knowing Bruce's Batman. Everything you need to know about his character basically recontextualized by that. Yeah, so like I was about that earlier. Someone brought up the fact that because someone was commenting Bruce Wayne. You see on Bruce's face, he is scared. He's like, oh my God, he knows that I'm Batman. He knows that Bruce Wayne's Batman. He knows it's me. And then after this long tension, because I'm sitting thinking, okay, because they made us all think the same thing. He knows. He knows the truth about who Bruce Wayne is. He knows he's looking at Bruce Wayne right now as Batman. He's the only one we didn't get. And then you see the he actually breathes out. He like that moment like he's holding his breath. He actually breathes out. Like, thank God he actually doesn't know me. Oh yeah, it's so obvious. Yes. No, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not going to be watching it. Where Batman failed to save the guy after the funeral attempt. Oh, I mean, his head exploded. I mean, like, the whole guy exploded. Yeah, Harvey's going to definitely show up. I think so. I thought Riddler knew Bruce and Batman were the same person, but he was... Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing. Because I think to him, he wanted to get to Bruce Wayne, but he failed because he actually got to Alfred instead. So he knew he failed. But see, the way they were playing it, they made Bruce believe that Riddler's sitting there going, Bruce Wayne, like looking at him, calling him Bruce Wayne instead of Batman. And he's sitting there because, see, when he saw like the secrets revealed or whatever, and he's at where Bruce is at the crime scene and everything, and then Jim gets the call that Riddler wants to talk to him. He looks to Jim and he says, you're a good cop. And then he walks out. Bruce thinks at that moment, I'm about to be exposed. I'm about to be exposed that I'm Batman and this is all going to fall apart. So he's trying to cope. And when he goes there and then he's like, Bruce Wayne, it's like, oh God, he knows. They played it so well. Hush, I don't know. I think that was just kind of a wink or a nod. I don't know if he's going to show up. Victor Zsasz, that's a good pull. Gordon and Harvey pretty much clean out the corruption GCP would like to see. I mean, I think that might happen. I think the Gotham, the GCPD show might be referencing all the dirty cops because the way that it was referenced when Catwoman had that guy on top of that building that's still under construction where the bat signal is, he was saying this person, the cops, all these people are under Falcone, under Carmine Falcone, like he is the mayor. When that was referenced about all these different people that are working under Carmine Falcone, like he's the actual mayor. He's been the mayor for 20 years. It's not been whoever's been the face, who's been the mayor. No, it's been Carmine Falcone. Everybody works for him. When that was basically said, that pretty much implies to me this is where the series GCPD may go because they got to clean house. They got to get rid of the dirty cops because in order for Gotham to basically build itself back up after the events of the Batman, you have to get rid of all the dirty cops that are working under the regime, essentially. I don't think he's going to be Robin. No, I think what that was implying is he didn't want to be a part of this gang. He was basically being forced into it, and he's like, hell no, I'm not going to get my ass beat by Batman. Maybe, possibly, possibly. I thought he was pretty solid. I definitely want to see him in. I want to see his. I want to see him. You know what I'm saying? So I think Harvey's going to show up. I think, and Harvey might have actually been around. We just didn't see him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's crazier than Joker. No, especially with what Matt Reeves has been talking about in terms of this version of Joker. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think Deathstroke is probably going to not be appearing in these films. I just don't think so. And Ra's al Ghul, I don't think so either. Unless they want to go to explain the backstory of this version of Bruce and everything, but they might go the approach of where he didn't train with Ra's. He didn't train with the League. He because this film was kind of implying there are certain things that are that are similar to the mythos of Bruce becoming Batman, but others are different. And so I think what is being implied here is that he probably didn't train with Ra's. Probably not. Batman was great. I wouldn't say it's the best Batman movie, but it was all right. And I think for me, in my opinion, Peacemaker is a better hero than Batman. I do not agree with that. And what's up with, what's up? And yeah, even when you're not looking forward to watching Peacemaker, I mean, I'm just not going to watch the show. I got no reason to watch the show, honestly, because I already know the cameo and shit. Like, I don't need to watch it. I have no reason to watch that show. I have no desire to watch Peacemaker. No. And the show's over. People are done talking about it. People moved on. That's the glory of, because now everyone's talking about the Batman. Everyone's talking about the Batman. But yeah. So guys, 24 of you guys in here right now. Send in your comments, super chats. If you guys want to support the channel, super chats. If not, it's all good. But yeah, we're here to chat about the Batman, all the spoilers and theories and stuff. Okay, I got a question for you guys. We got 27 of you guys in there right now. Okay, even though we're probably gonna have multiple villains, probably just like how we had in this movie, who do you want to be the main villain of the sequel of the Batman in terms of the direct sequel, not the third film, the second film? Who is the one villain that you want to be the main villain? That's probably true. Arkham Asylum, I think that was being discussed earlier this week. So yeah. So I mean, we got a lot to come. And the Catwoman thing. Catwoman, I think, is being discussed as well. That's been rumored for a while though. Got the first one in about the first villain. Okay, Mr. Freeze. Hush. The Joker or Deathstroke. Mr. Freeze. Hush. Scarecrow. We got some, okay, some Mr. Freeze. We got some Hush. We got Joker or Deathstroke. We got, my number one is Mr. Freeze. Penguin. Interesting. I'm liking the fact that a lot of you guys think Mr. Freeze. I think just because Matt talked about it. I think Mad Hatter, good choice. Mercenary, that's a little bit of a different choice. Maybe Poison Ivy. Yeah, he wants Mr. Freeze. I don't know if that doesn't mean he's going to do it. And look, Mr. Freeze might even show up, but he might not even be the main villain. He might just be a secondary. But I like this. Poison Ivy, Mad Hatter, some different choices here. You said I don't think Deathstroke, but I mean, hey, it's a possibility. You never know. But I would like Poison Ivy. That'd be kind of interesting, right? A little bit of a switch up. Peacemaker. Oh God. Court of Owls maybe great. I think Court of Owls would be probably the final movie, I would say. And maybe that ties in with more of Thomas and Martha Wayne's, because like the whole thing about Martha Wayne being in an institution and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like she was in a psych ward or whatever. Like that's kind of bonkers, right? That Martha went through some shit. Professor Pig, that's a good pull, Triple. That's a good pull, Professor Pig. Interesting choice. Penguin, okay. Yeah, I think people want Penguin because of the fact that he's rising up in the ranks and shit. But I don't know if Penguin's actually gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like being the main villain, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Will this thing load up? Let's see here. So I just click on this. Okay. Okay, I was just double checking something. Okay. Firefly. I mean, well, that's gonna be in the Batgirl movie. Killer Moth. Okay. Do you think they should do Batman under the Red Hood or Red Hood in the Outlaws for HBO Max series or movie? I think to be more of a series probably work better. Probably. Calendar Man. Batman has the better villains to fight than Peacemaker. Calendar Man. I think the Joker is going to be a villain that will be in the background. Yeah, Thanos style. That's a good point. Amazing Web. That's a really good point. How about just Arkham inmates in general? I mean, yeah, maybe. I felt like no matter what villain he chooses to do, he'll make them unique and genuine. Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, the way he handled Riddler, I mean, you know, pretty much Should tell you mostly. We're at 16 likes. Let's get to 20 likes on this stream. Can we get to 20 likes on the stream, guys? Let's get to 20. Let's do it. Why not? Let's get to 20. Let's see here. The Martha Wayne thing is a nod. What happens? Yeah, I see your point. I didn't think too much about that. The whole idea of it being kind of referencing in Flashpoint, but I think it's interesting to kind of maybe imply that. I don't know if that meant Martha was going to become Joker. I feel like I feel like that was just going to be more of like 21 likes. Thank you guys so much for reaching it. Yes, thank you so much. Man, Batman, the Phantasm. I don't know if they would do that in live action. I could be wrong. The riddles were great. Yeah, the little stuff as well, the cards and everything. It was just so interesting. You know what I'm saying? It was really it made sense for Riddler. And also it brought me some more flashbacks to the fucking Riddler trophies. How about the Children of Arkham? Just like that's interesting. I mean, that would kind of tie in a little bit with what Riddler was doing in the first movie about the whole orphan thing. Yeah, I could see that too being inspired by Batman Earth 1, but I also think I think the whole point of it being kind of a nod to Flashpoint is kind of interesting. Obviously, Martha's not going to go Joker, obviously, but the whole idea of there's a like I think what this also might have been playing is that Matt Reeves is kind of hinting there is more secrets that are going to be uncovered. Oh, there's a lot of places they can go. I really do think No Man's Land is obviously coming, but in terms of villains and what characters, Killer Croc, that's a good point. Yep. I hope they explore Arkham Asylum more since, yeah, I think they'll definitely explore more Arkham Asylum. Solomon Grundy, that's a good point. That's a good call. Possible. What is your next DC movie that you're looking forward to this coming? I mean, obviously, we got Black Adam, The Flash, we got Aquaman 2, Batgirl. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to in terms of, but yeah, I mean, I'm all excited for those. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Thank God there's no Riddler trophies. Can you imagine? Poison Ivy, good point. Black Mask would be a cool one to pull. Sure. Yeah, I think the reason why Alfred didn't have a bigger role because at the time when they were filming the Batman and everything, they were Andy Serkis was also directing Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So unfortunately, they had to really figure out the scheduling wise when he could come in when he wasn't directing another movie. So, but I think they're probably going to work that out. Or Alfred's going to be probably more involved with the second movie. I would like to think so. How about Hush? Hush is a good choice. I think that was just kind of more of a wink or whatever, or a nod to Hush than actually implying he's going to show up. Mr. Freeze. Court of Owls are a must. Mr. Freeze needs to be redeemed. Court of Owls are definitely, I think Court of Owls might be the final movie. Mr. Freeze, we'll see. John Turturro as Carmine Falcone was fantastic. He's a fantastic actor. He's really hamming over the top in the Transformers movies, but he really played a great Carmine Falcone. And of course, Riddler had it all planned out. The guy was not going to make it. He wasn't going to survive. And the thing is, too, Riddler was outside of the building in his apartment waiting for this moment. He knew it was coming. He knew it. And he planned it all out. And the thing was, too, this is what was really good about how they approached it. Riddler made it to where eventually, no matter if they go off the beaten path, Bruce, Batman, and Jim go off the beaten path to figure all this stuff out. Eventually, they're all going to end up in this, they're all going to fall in line with what Riddler was setting up. So eventually, they were all going to get to that point where he was going to kill Carmine. Oh yes, me too. The ventriloquist. That I have not heard so far. Yeah, not really. I want to see Alfred fight somebody. That'd be kind of interesting. Hugo Strange. I mean, people are bringing that too. People think Hugo Strange is going to be in the Arkham Asylum. Are you excited to see Two-Face and Batman 2? It's not confirmed, but I mean, it would be kind of cool. Kind of hope they allude to Harley Quinn, but also Poison Ivy. I don't know if they'll. I think Poison Ivy is more likely than Harley Quinn, just because the fact that we have Harley Quinn that's in with Margot Robbie. Firefly, I would say, but at the same time, Batgirl is using that character. I don't know how they could do Clayface grounded. I just don't know how they could pull that off. Yeah, so Carmine Falcone, he was so good. John Turturro was fantastic. And the Batmobile sounded awesome. And I remember when they first revealed, first of all, the suit of the Batman suit and the Batmobile. We're like, really? It's like, hey, it's a different take, but when people actually see the fucking Batmobile, like, oh, that's awesome. Mr. Freeze being manipulated by the Court of Owls. Okay. So basically, are you implying Mr. Freeze is in the second movie, he's being manipulated and by the Court of Owls, and then Court of Owls are the main focus in 3? That'd be kind of interesting. What if Batman fights Court of Owls with the Gotham gun? Not Gotham City Sirens. It won't happen. Bane. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our blood. Hope we get to see Arkham Knight skin of his oh. Do you think the Gotham City Sirens could show up? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. We're at 21 likes. Can we get to 25 likes on this stream, guys? Can we do it? Do you think they should do the Batman and Catwoman movie or the Bat Family movie on a series? Are you talking about within this world? Because there's not going to be a Bat Family movie within this. If they make a feature Robert Pattinson Batman movie, do you think Catwoman will return? Yes. And they're going to make a sequel. Don't worry. Kite Man. Yeah. I love the relationship between Catwoman and Batman. Like they could feel the chemistry between. Yeah, it was really good. They handled it pretty damn well. Let's get to 25 likes, guys. Let's get to 25 likes. And make sure you post your theories, your thoughts about the movie, spoilers, whatever. And if you guys want to super chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, regardless of how you're supporting. If you're super chatting or being here, you're supporting the channel. That means a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, the stream's going to be up. Don't worry. You think Bruce rebuilds the manor? Yes. Oh, of course. I don't think the manor. I'm trying to think. Did they really didn't show a lot of that in the marketing? It looked really, really cool. I like the look of them. I like the look of his house. The only thing movie didn't give, and I was expecting, was a new suit. Yeah, people were kind of hinting like Batman's gonna get a new suit in the movie. No, didn't happen. I think Man-Bat's too fantastical for this world. I could be wrong. Matt Reeves won't do such fantastical villains because he wants to keep a comic accurate, but also grounded, so we won't see Killer Croc. But he said Mr. Freeze could work. He said it could work. Doesn't mean that it's going to work for us as the audience, but we'll see. The way he handled everything in this movie, I'm ready. Ben Affleck's Batman. He's done after Flash. I do think Lucy should be the next villain. She'd be a great villain, honestly. I can't stay long because I don't want to get spoiled for the Batman movie. I remember Gracie Cape Tennis. Go see the movie. Who was that lady in Wayne Manor? A good question. I'm not really sure exactly who she was. I don't know. We're at 26 like guys. We have 35 guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. 35 people. Holy crap. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel by liking this stream. We're at 26. Let's get to 30 likes, guys. We're at 26 likes. Let's get to 30 likes on this stream. Comment your thoughts, give your opinions, and super chats if you guys want to. Obviously, I'm not going to force you guys, but if you guys want to support the channel that way, I'd be greatly appreciated. But anyways, moving on. Do you think we could see either other members of the Bat family down the road? If people are kind of moving on from him. Do you think we'll see Joker? Oh, yes, of course. Hey, Andy, what's up, man? Glad I made it to the stream. Saw Batman last night, and I rethink Robert Pattinson's new Batman. Well, I'm glad you loved it, man. It was really, really cool. Really cool. Vicky Vale, possibly. I mean, I think anybody a part of Gotham is open to show up in this world. Mr. Freeze's first 2 appearances in Gotham would be a good place to look for grounded Mr. Freeze and Man experimenting with that current. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, in Gotham, I mean, that'd be a way to go about it. Obviously, you'd have to go a different direction. You can't just pull exactly what they did in Gotham and just put it into this world. I don't think she knows. I don't think she's aware. Deadshot would be cool. Yes, he would be really cool. Yeah, I think Victor Zsasz is pretty high up there in possibilities in terms of villains who could pop up. I think this is the best Batman movie ever, but this isn't my favorite or the best version of the Batman mythos. That's understandable because like people are going to be really like there's going to be a lot of debate and discussion over where this film ranks in the pantheon of Batman movies. So, but I think it ranks pretty high. I'm a huge Batman fan. In your opinion, who played the best Batman? I think personally for me, animation, Kevin Conroy. In live action, I still prefer Ben because I like that the older Batman, the older Bruce, but I really think Robert did a really great job. But we'll see what happens with that sequel. That will give us a better indication of where this franchise is going to go with the second film. We're at 27 likes. Let's get to 30 likes on this stream, guys. Can we do it? I think Deathstroke's on the lower spectrum of possibility, in my opinion. Robert is my new favorite Batman Bruce after Bell. I mean, Ben was all right, but just couldn't like him. I hear you. We'll have different opinions. My favorite part was when Batman was chasing after Alfred, but he was already hospitalized. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I mean, he was like speeding like hell down the road. Yeah, going after that. Yeah, yeah, okay, I like that too. Yeah, should do 4 movies at least, one for Joker, one for Freeze, and the last one use Court of Owls. Yeah, I mean that's possible. We could see more than 3 films in this. The girl who was at Wayne Tower with Alfred and Bruce is not a Batman. Oh, okay. See, I haven't really seen too much of Batman 66. A Batman film ranking? Probably not. I mean, I might do it on like Letterboxd, that website, that app, but I don't think I'll do a video on it. I think that would take a long time to go through. Hey Scott, what's up? I haven't seen you comment yet. Thank you so much for showing up, Scott. Thank you. I think it's pretty obvious a version of No Man's Land is going to be the sequel. I would think, unless they're going to jump way ahead of time. I would think it's about the rise in power. I prefer Batman in a full scope DC universe at the Justice League animated show in the Arkhamverse. I hear you. I like that it's separate. I like this one separate. Yeah, the CW is doing a version of Gotham Knights, yes, but not the one you think. Yeah, he looks like a war veteran. I agree. Do you think that not making a fight between Batman and versus Riddler was the right choice? Yeah, because this Riddler wouldn't have won. This Riddler would have gotten his ass handed to him. I think it was more of like a wink or nod. I don't think it's a saying that we're gonna be seeing that. I think the thing with me is this movie is the best film since Dark Knight, but I still prefer Dark Knight because it holds a place more. Yeah, and that's completely fine. It's completely fine if you think that film is better, or if you like the film more. I agree. The film was amazing. It really was. They may happen in the sequel, depending on how much time passes. Yeah, I agree. They really try to handle that stuff better. I mean, I would say other topics are fine. I would prefer to talk just about Batman in here. But I mean, if you want to, nothing's saying you can't. But the main focus here is talking about the Batman. But if you want to talk other topics, I have nothing against that. I'm just going to be trying to cover mostly Batman here as much as I can because that's kind of the whole point of the stream. If they decide to use this as the basis for a new DCU, I don't think that they're going to start connecting or creating other stuff outside of Gotham in this universe. Unless I'm wrong. I don't think he killed anybody. It was definitely different. I was expecting, but they did have the question mark and stuff, but it definitely was different. Can we get to 30 likes, guys? We're at 28. Let's get to 30. Come on. Do you think Bruce and Riddler knew each other as children? Oh, yeah, I think maybe not. Well, maybe not. I mean, he's a different Riddler. That's a better way to say it. We're 30 likes, guys. Thank you so much for getting us 30 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Do you think Edward ever actually wore the costume? Possibly. Have you heard Keanu Reeves' Batman in the DC League of Superheroes user? No, I didn't watch it. So this Batman has come across the Joker before. Yeah, so he has come across him before. It's pretty crazy. Watched it again today. Awesome. Batman kills nobody. Yes, exactly. He really hurts him, though. I love that Reeves made sure to display that Bruce still hasn't learned to manage his public image yet. Exactly. What a masterpiece. I agree. My friend had mentioned the few brief moments that the music reminds him of the Batman TV show. Yeah, I love the music in this movie. The music was so good. Well, like if this film had as connect with Joker movie, it's not. It's not the same. It's not connected. Finally, made a movie where he doesn't kill anyone. Do you think Edward is going to change his Riddler outfit in the future? Possibly. Yeah. Joker is not Joker yet. He's definitely getting there. I haven't read the prequel novel. No. What are your favorite Titan characters? Well, I think they handled Dick Grayson pretty interesting. I want to love Raven and all that. I love Raven in the comics. Love Raven in the Teen Titans show, but I really wish I could like that show. Really wish I could. 32 likes. Holy crap, we're getting up there, guys. Can we get to 35 likes? Can we get to 35 likes? Excited for the next 2 graphic novels? What 2 graphic novels? What are we talking about here? What's going on here? What are we talking about? I might have. Have you heard? I haven't seen it. Might have to read the Batman comics now that I saw the movie. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's okay. She's okay. Can we get to 35 likes? Can we do it? Can we do it? Man. Do you think Penguin will have a right-hand man? Yes. I mean, he was the right-hand man to Falcone. So I would think he would. I would think so. I would think so, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, I mean, two. Yeah, I think yeah. There's definitely gonna be at least two more. If so, who? I don't know. I don't know. We can speculate on that. Who it is? My IMAX theater was packed. Yeah, my theater was I would say 2/3 packed. I would say maybe. I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Yeah, Brother Blood's being handled in Titans. Which is I think Raish is least likely to show up, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I feel like Raish is on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of people who could show up in these. I just don't know. I don't think Bruce trained with Raish. Cobalt Blue, exactly. You predicted that? Well, interesting there. What villain do you want for the sequel? I would say I like the idea of Poison Ivy was kind of cool. My theory was full. Awesome. What would you do to upgrade the Batsuit? I probably would just kind of, I don't know, probably update like the cape or whatever, maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. Well, I'm glad you saw it. Maybe Voldemort. I wonder if Batman movies are going to be separate from the other DC movies coming out, or if they're going to be connected in some way. Well, these movies are not going to be connected to the DCU. What Matt Reeves has done with all this in the series, they're not connected. I mean, yeah, I would like to see a version of Scarecrow. Yeah. Same thing, Matt Reeves versus Scarecrow. Yes, that'd be kind of interesting. It would be kind of interesting. Love Raish, but he's better for adventure. Yeah. I would say it probably wouldn't work here. I heard a theory that since Gotham flooded in this movie and since it was November, something with the cold flood, winter water can make Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, and people have been bringing up Mr. Freeze quite a bit in the stream here about how Mr. Freeze, Matt Reeves talking about Matt Reeves talking about Mr. Freeze. Blah. With Gotham being flooded, having Mr. Freeze being the kind of main focus in the sequel would work better because he actually has an advantage because there's so much water. So, yeah, we'll see if that's true or not. I don't know if we're going to get Cobalt Blue. We'll see. But sure, things would be really good to have a scary take on Scarecrow. I mean, yeah, they did Scarecrow pretty well, in my opinion, in Gotham. So we'll see what they do. I don't think Lucius Foxes are in this world. 5 years away. I don't think that's true. I hope that's not true. I don't know if I doubt it's 5 years away. I think Matt Reeves is going to take his time on the script, and I'm thinking they'll probably start shooting it next year. That's my guess. I don't think Matt Reeves is going to take that long to because look, it's not like Warner Brothers is not going to rush them, but at the same time, they're going to be like, okay, so can we get on this now? Because so many people are talking about this movie. So I think Matt Reeves has probably been working on the sequel script probably for a while. We're at 35 likes, guys. Thank you guys so much for helping us get to 35 likes on the stream. Thank you guys so much. Would you like to see Dick Grayson? Take it or leave it. For me, it's like I want to see his journey. Bruce's journey to become more of the Batman we know. And I feel like that's going to take some time. I hope we get a breakdown of the graphic novel and interlude episodes before the season starts. I don't know if we'll get a breakdown of it. I could be wrong. I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited for the show to return. Finally, we've been waiting for a while because it felt like it's been forever since we've had an episode. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. Would you like to what? I want to see Robin, but later down the line, like maybe years later. Yeah, that'd be more likely as years later. We're at 37 likes. Can we get to 40 likes, guys? Can we get to 40 likes? They will take their time. Nolan was even able to make a movie in between each of his. Yeah, I don't know because Matt Reeves could take more time in terms of working on another project. I think Matt Reeves is involved with all the series that are spinning off as well, so he's probably going to have his hands in all that. So it's probably going to take his time away too. I didn't really watch it. Yeah, Scott's bringing up the Flash a little bit. I'm fine with answering questions outside of the Batman, but mostly I want to talk about the Flash the Batman as much as possible. What do you think about Batman and Catwoman romantic relationship? I thought it was interesting. Crystal Alpha McCloud, interesting name. I thought it was interesting. I wasn't expecting kissy, but I think what they were kind of doing is these two broken people from different points in their lives are coming together. Good point. That Batmobile is easy. That Batmobile is awesome. I've watched the Batman movie yesterday, and I thought it was awesome. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. One thing I was Bruce slowly becoming more like the Batman we know, like that one moment where he snuck around that guy in the ice cream. Yeah, exactly. Like a ninja. I think he was using a Christ on Infinite Earth type movie. I mean, that would take forever to get to that point. If we got a Christ on Infinite Earth movie, that would just take forever to get to. I don't believe that for a second. 38 likes. Can we get to 40 likes on the stream? We're at 38 now. Can we get to 40, guys? Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you guys so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much. Before the Batman came out, everyone was speculating that this was actually Thomas Wayne, not Bruce. Oh, that's a weird thing to have. This is Thomas Wayne? No, it's Bruce. Because they had Bruce Wayne in the marketing. It's Bruce. Felt like a kid again when I was watching the movie. Awesome. It's really dark, but okay. I have a feeling Selena is going to find out Bruce is Batman. Since I feel like she's going to find out. I thought she was going to find out in this movie, to be honest with you. We're at 38 likes, guys. Can we get to 40? 40 likes. Can we get to 40 likes on the stream? Christ, it would be insane. It would be. I don't think the movie-wise it wouldn't work. Do you think Selena will return in the second film? I think so. I feel like she'll show up in all movies. But maybe not. Maybe they'll go the direction where she doesn't show up in the second movie. The best non-Joker Batman movie? Possibly. I guess it depends on how you felt about how they handled Riddler in this movie. I guess that would just depend. I really love how, unlike certain film versions, they paint Thomas Wayne as an imperfect person. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They had to do that. Unfortunately, they had to do that. Oh yeah, it's going to HBO Max. Yes. Yes, I think Selena will fully become Catwoman. I feel like that's pretty obvious, but it was kind of already there, but not really. Because see, they weren't calling. They called him batshit crazy. Like, is this good cop and batshit cop? I'm trying to remember. I don't think anybody ever called him Batman. He said, "I'm vengeance." I don't think he ever called himself Batman in this movie. I don't think so. We know he's Batman, but I don't think that he thinks he's Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like the name Batman. Selena was Selena. She wasn't Catwoman. And maybe they might get to the point where he never becomes, like, he never calls himself the Batman. He's just the Batman. We just don't hear him called that. Can we get to 40 likes? We're at 39 now. Can we get to 40 likes, guys? Can we do it? Leslie Tompkins? Maybe. I personally like Riddler more from the Gotham show just because he had so much more of him. But I love the interpretation they did with this. It's very different. I like the fact Thomas had good intentions, but everything went wrong. Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like it's all about the power dynamics and decisions and choices. It's pretty crazy how that all went down between them. I don't know if we'll get 6 movies. I feel like Matt Reeves is going to stick with his trilogy and we'll probably get more movies outside of his trilogy. Exactly. What is a rat with wings? Is that a pigeon? Is that what it is? Oh, the only Riddler. Wait, did the Riddler call him that? I'm trying to remember. Well, I was trying to think out loud, but I was like, because see, people are asking about, say, is Selena going to become Catwoman? I'm thinking, well, I don't think anybody called him Batman in the movie. And someone said, I think the Riddler called him that, but like I know Penguin's like, is this good cop and batshit cop? But they didn't call him Batman. I don't know, because he's like, who are you supposed to be? Because that guy got I'm vengeance, and that one Riddler guy says I'm vengeance. Yeah. And I think the idea is like he doesn't have a name yet. I don't know. It's interesting, but I think he'll become the Batman eventually. But yeah, people said Lucy's going to be the villain in the sequel. Lucy the dog. We'll see. I like the message of Matt wanting in this film the origin of Batman's morality. Good point. 40 likes. Thank you guys so much again. We're getting to 40 likes. Thank you guys so much. But do you think they handle? I love how they handled the Penguin. Really well done. You like the movie, right? She's already lost. It's okay. She liked it, surprisingly. What would the Arkham Asylum show be about? I think each episode would be about different ones. Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people are kind of theorizing is it's going to be about different villains and stuff. Each episode. The end of the well, I mean, Riddler calls him to the Batman, but like instead of like saying it out loud, like that's a different thing. Sorry guys, I'm behind on the chat a little bit. Apologies for that. Trying to catch up as much as I can. Super chats are guaranteed to be answered, by the way. Super chats are guaranteed to be answered because I'm gonna try to keep up with all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff here I'm missing. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So the end of the Batman. Hope she shows up in the sequel. Zoe. Yeah, I love Zoe Kravitz did a great job. Did a great job. He referred to himself as Batman once. Says something like the end of the Batman and it's the one of the brothers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I cannot wait to rewatch this movie again because it's going to HBO Max in April. Like it's gonna be crazy how fast this movie comes out on streaming, but I can't wait to watch it again. Okay, this is a good question. No one's asked this question yet. Did the Riddler win? Yes, he did. He won. They call that Zoe really did. Great job with Selena, and happy she gets to play the character. I'm happy too. Do you think this film was scarier than the Joker movie? Depending on your interpretation of scary. Did you think the Riddler figured out Batman was Bruce Wayne? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I may have been remembering something wrong. This Penguin or Danny Penguin? No, I prefer Colin Farrell's Penguin. Do you think Warner Brothers will create a studio label for Matt Reeves' Batverse movies and shows similar to how DC Comics had Vertigo DC that? Caleb, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that, Caleb. Thank you so much for that question. It's a good question. We're at 42 likes. Can we get to 45 likes on the stream, guys? Can we get to 45 likes? Possible. I feel like they might have to make sure people know all of this is connected under one thing. It's not connected to anything else. Will Black Lightning, Supergirl, Superman, Flash, White Canary? I'll be back then. Hold on. I guess it just depends. I don't know. How does Bruce switch outfits going? He's Batman. You're right that he is not Batman yet because he's still learning like the gliding. Like that gliding scene was so. It was so like I wasn't expecting that crash. It scared the crap out of me. Like what? I mean, yeah, that's true, but he still failed. Do you think this ending was more grim than Avengers War? No, Infinity War was way worse in my opinion. In terms of the killing off all those people, it is definitely worse. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of rumors that Catwoman's going to get a solo. It's going to get a series, so we'll see. When do you think the Batman will be releasing? It's coming out in April. Yeah, it's great. The Raptor fight was great. That was a great fight. I agree 100%. It was really good. I wonder if they're going to bring Barbara Gordon into the mix. Possibly. I mean, with them having Jim in the film, it's possible. Robert Pattinson was the coolest. Has coolest Batmobile. I agree. It's really cool. Killing. Okay, guys, I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes. Can we get to 45 likes before we call it a night? We're at almost an hour. I'm 53 minutes in. I'm going to go on for about an hour or so. So if you guys want to get your last comments, opinions, super chats, now's your chance. Now is your chance. Now is your chance. The Batman will be releasing HBO Max on April 19th. Yes, it's coming soon. It's not a grim ending. It was all about hope. Even if Gotham is in a bad place at the end, there was no hope at the end. Yeah, that's a good point because Gotham was in a really bad spot, but everything was just starting to, people are starting to understand that we all have to come together and everything. All this shit's going down. It's pretty grim in a sense of that. Gotham is in a really bad place, but they're gonna figure it out. Yeah, we'll find out if there's going to be a crossover. I don't know if there will be. The Batmobile was absolutely insane. Never seen a more menacing and mean Batman. It was mean. It was angry, aggressive. Well, this Penguin, Danny DeVito's Penguin, no. Good ranking. People give it 10 out of 10. That's a good point. 9.5 out of 10. One more like. Can we get 45? We're at 44. Can we get one more like on the stream to get 45, guys? Do you think blue Nightwing symbol or I personally like the blue. I understand why they went red to switch it up a little bit, but I prefer blue. Hope Reeves puts that deleted Batman Joker. I would love that. I would. I really want to see that sequence. And he might not. He might actually hold off and not show that scene because he probably wants to put Joker in the next movie. So you might want to wait. I hear you, Drew. I hear you, man. We're at 45 likes, guys. Thank you guys for so much for getting us to 45 likes on this stream. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much. But I definitely want to see it again. Did you know that while filming the ending scene where Bruce and Selena rides away, Robert Pattinson actually fell off the bike? That sucks. That sucks he fell off the bike. But I mean, hey, at least he got it done. This reminds me of Daredevil. How so? How does it remind you of Daredevil? Oh, it's funny. Scratch. Back scratch. Yeah, 45 likes, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thank you guys for being here and commenting everything. We had a super chat earlier from, I think his name was Justin. We'll try to find it. Where's it at? Yeah. Oh, John. I want to thank John for the super chat earlier tonight. Thank you so much for that, John. Thank you. Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't know if he's going to put that in there. Now you're a clown. Yeah. Hope we get Harvey Dent, but don't make him Two-Face movie. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Two-Face right away. Yeah. I'm vengeance. More data. Oh, okay. Okay, good point. Yeah, I love the red that they actually used in this movie. I'm actually, it's interesting that they used the red because traditionally when you think of Batman, you don't think of red in terms of color scheme. So it's interesting that Matt, and I think what it is, actually, well, let me look at this. Because the Batman animated series, the Batman has that red. Is the red on the front too? Yeah, has the red. Right? They're both called the Batman. Kind of interesting, right? So I'm wondering, I'm thinking too, Matt was probably trying to set the Batman apart and it not be solely connected to how other Batman iterations have been done in terms of films. So maybe he would try to switch it up to red. So I'm trying to think. I don't think another Batman solo film had red that much in the images and the promos and shit. I mean, the first look of the Batman suit, of Robert Pattinson's Batman suit, was that red. And people, of course, color corrected it to being grayscale, so it looked really cool, like the black and white. But yeah. Ooh, I got a question for you guys. Are you seeing the Batmobile, of course? Would you want to see it? Yeah, I would love to see it. Red skies for mission. Okay, here's a good question for you guys. Oh yeah, I'm loving the Batman show. I've got through the first 3 episodes. The Batman episode 1, 2, 3 reactions are on my channel. Check them out. I got a question for you guys before we call it a night. Once again, thank you guys so much for supporting, being here, all that kind of stuff. Got a question for everybody here. After seeing the Batman, hypothetically, would you want to see a black and white version of this movie, like a true black and white version of this movie? I think it'd be kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I think really interesting. The visuals of it, I think it'd be really cool. But that's just me. Would you guys be interested in seeing a true black and white noir version of this movie? Black and white noir, not like just someone went into, After Effects and stuff. Like they truly went in and truly. It's a terrible idea. Why is it a terrible idea? Can you give your thoughts? How do you feel about this Bruce Wayne? I will definitely see him evolve. Right now, he's not the Bruce Wayne we know and love. Yeah, I hear that point too. I feel like just the visuals of it would be interesting. Yeah, like they did it for Logan. Not really. Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Telltale game. Yeah, the Telltale game, that was really cool. They did that for the Telltale games. I hope they do more Telltale games, by the way. I want to see more of that fucking story. Yes, everyone's kind of split. People saying yes, no. It's okay. Did you know in the comments that Green Lantern was a Titan? They did that for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Why would it not work for the Dark Knight? The thing is, I think it would be interesting if they did that. But I understand what people are saying. No. There's certain things that it would be interesting to see in black and white. I think you would only see. They could just use Matt's. I don't know. Okay, Kyle Rennie, yeah. Telltale season 3, exactly. Of course there will be. Yes, of course. We're getting a trilogy, dude. We're getting series. We're getting series spinning off the shit. But I think the whole thing about doing a black and white version of the Batman. Here's the thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, dog. Is that it would be for the people who've already seen the movie. I don't think because I think a black and white version, some of the stuff might be kind of hard to see, but I think after you see the movie, seeing a black and white version, just how a lot of people saw the black and white version of the Snyder Cut after they saw the colored version for the first time. That's how Zach saw it for the longest time. That's why they did it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty true. I don't know. Yeah, they are working on other stuff. I want to see Batman season 3. He sure is destroying that box office. He sure is. I'm just not into that black and white type stuff film, and I feel like it's a little blurry, and you can't see so clear in a black and white film. Well, black and white film traditionally, those were films that were back in the 20s and 30s, so, and even 40s and stuff. So it's like in 50s. So that's why, because the cameras were not good back then. It's very different now. But I get your point. Okay, guys, I think we're going to call it. That has been an hour of The Batman. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to all of you guys for supporting and being here. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to in this new world that Reeves has created. We're going to get sequels. We're going to get series. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be really interesting to see what comes to fruition, what's happening, all that kind of stuff. But I can tell you right now, they're probably going to announce officially the sequel is coming, even though we already know there's a sequel coming. They're probably going to officially announce it Monday, tomorrow, because of how successful this movie is. So yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, hope you guys are had a great weekend, and looking forward to this crazy week, which will have Superman and Lois and the Flash. Fun stuff. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.